Yo, it's good. My mic's been like really echoey lately. Okay, it's working. My mic's been really echoey lately. I'm sorry, but the GZTV's no longer up. That's in my Twitch setup. I'll probably try to make that look really good before stream tonight. Yeah, we're gonna try to do as best as we can. We're just constantly evolving. Um, yeah, not much to it. Hmm. We got Breaking Bad. We got 3 TV shows I've been watching at the same time, but Euphoria is over, so we have the last review for Euphoria for now today, because as you guys know, Season 3 has been renewed. Yeah. And by the way, I think I've made a really good move of taking my news segments on my YouTube channel and kind of moving it to the Twitch streams. I think that's a really cool thing. We talk about some stuff on Twitch every night. I'm going to be listening to Summer's brand new record tonight, so please tune into that. I think I put together a pretty good stream for you guys. So, yeah, let's talk about the 6th episode of Season 3. We talk about the plot, and then we talk about what I thought of it. Walt settles into his new surroundings and takes a liking to his new lab assistant, Gail, so he pretty much shows up to his new thing that Gus Fring hired him to do, to cook meth and kind of stuff, but it kind of turns into a science lab, them kind of experimenting with drinks. It's a really cool moment. It's a really cool thing for Walt to be able to bond with someone else. Ha, chemistry joke, am I right? Jesse shows his meth to Badger and Skinny Pete and enlists them to enter the drug trade alongside him again, promising that they won't make the same mistakes which got Combo killed. I don't know if I'd keep a promise with Jesse. He seems like a very shady guy, and that's gonna show. That's gonna show later on in this episode. Don't worry, Jesse's not done with the shadiness. He's not done with the risk taking, the dangerous shit. Yeah, Badger makes a return to the show. I think that's pretty cool to see. Badger's a pretty funny character. He gets annoying at sometimes. He's kind of the side character, but he's back. He's not incarcerated anymore. That type of thing. The two reluctantly agree. So, oh, well, whatever you want, dude. We're your friends. If we make bread, that's cool. Meanwhile, Hank is now conducting surveillance on Jesse due to his connection with Combo, believing that the RV of Combo's mother is in his possession. And not only as he's stealing a vehicle, he also has a meth lab in there, and I'm pretty sure that Hank, he didn't steal the vehicle, he kind of ripped him off. Hank should know that Jesse paid money for this thing. Of course, it's not officially registered under his name and whatnot, but that's not all the way a crime. You can't say he stole the thing, he just forgot to change the registrations on the vehicle. It's not a stolen vehicle, he paid money for it, just not a lot, of course. Yeah. So now he's connected with Combo. Combo's mother kind of says, oh, that RV was stolen a long time ago. You know what I mean? He receives a call from Marie, who suggests that he ask Walt about it, due to Walt's previous association with Jesse. So Marie pretty much snitches on Walt here. Walt probably wants nothing to do with this. Jesse's his former student. That's all that Hank and everybody else kind of see him as. They don't see Jesse as some sort of drug partner with Walt. Maybe they do now. I'm sure Skyler probably does at this point, because he did sell him a little bit of weed at the beginning. Hank takes her advice and calls Walt, asking if he can recall Jesse owning an RV. Obviously, Walt's got to act like he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, because that RV has his fingerprints all over it, and he could probably get in trouble. Instantly alarmed, Walt realizes that he must now dispose of the RV before Hank can find it. Walt knows right away. He's like, Hank knows about this RV with the meth lab in it. We gotta get rid of it. Oh my god, can the cricket shut up? Fuck. Oh my god. But yeah. The cousins, let's get to this situation at Los Pollos Hermanos, because Gus Fring has kind of ruffled some feathers here and has gotten these guys thinking that they're going to get a deal here. The cousins, that's what we're going to call them now, show up at Los Pollos Hermanos and sit in a booth, growing increasingly impatient and angry that Gus is still standing in the way of them carrying out their hit on Walt. Let the damn guy live. He wasn't even the one that killed fucking killed Tuco. Yeah, he kind of betrayed him. Yeah, they ran away from him and were like, fuck you, Tuco. Who the hell would trust Tuco? Do you really blame these guys? Tuco's a maniac. Do you remember that fucking dude? I don't know if they do. Gus is like, no, this is my business partner. I love that Gus is defending them. You're growing impatient, yet this guy could possibly give you millions of dollars. I don't know. Gus eventually confronts them and tells them that they will meet at sunset, which is why the episode's called Sunset. Let's go back to Walt, because he's driving to Clovis's lot, who is fixing up the RV while chatting with Badger. This is the RV, obviously, that has the meth lab in it, and Walter's on his way. He's determined to get this thing the fuck out of his life. Walt informs him that the DEA is trying to find the RV and that they must get rid of it. I don't know if Clovis was aware that there was, like, drugs in it and shit, but there is. Clovis tells him about Old Joe, a man who owns a junkyard and will be able to destroy the RV with no questions asked. I thought at first Clovis was going to be like, no, this is my clients, or something like that. Because Clovis seemed like a very stern character at the beginning of the show, but now he's like, oh, let's get rid of it then if you want it. Badger calls Jesse and tells him that Walt is planning to have the RV destroyed, prompting him to rush to the junkyard. Not a good move on Jesse's part. Jesse has made so many fucked up moves in this show and so many close calls with the law and being associated with Walt. Oh my god, Jesse, what are you doing? I mean, I guess he couldn't have known that Hank was just sitting there and he followed him. But, I don't know. I guess that's not really Jesse's fault. Hank follows him, yeah. So Hank follows him to the damn scene and we have a crazy standoff. This was a crazy thing. I thought Jesse and Walt were done. Walt drives the RV to the junkyard, pays Old Joe to scrap it. An in-range Jesse suddenly shows up, and Walt, horrified, realizes that he has led Hank right to them. Jesse is acting extremely fucking ignorant in this situation because he's like, dude, don't fucking destroy that. That's all my hard-earned money and meth lab shit. That's all my progress in the industry. But does he fucking realize that Hank's right behind him? I mean, the two lock themselves within the RV while Hank tries to force the door open again. This is this crazy standoff scene. Old Joe steps in and tells Hank that an RV is a domicile and therefore he cannot legally search it without a warrant. That's the big way to get out of a lot of situations in this show, is just say, you don't have a warrant, you can't fucking arrest me. And fucking Hank can't just call someone up and be like, oh, can you get an arrest warrant for these guys? I don't think he can do that. I think you have to actually sign papers and shit. I don't know, maybe. The officer at the scene should have to sign papers. Obviously they're doing something illegal, but he has no proof, he has no reason to pull them or get them in trouble. Hank relents and phones the DEA office for a warrant. Thinking quickly, Walt comes up with a plan to lure him away. Walt with the mastermind plans. He's saved everyone's ass so many times in this show. So is Saul. Shout out to Saul, man. I might have to watch that spinoff. He has Saul's secretary, Francesca, call Hank to tell him that Marie has been in a car accident and is being rushed to the hospital in critical condition. So, pretty much, Francesca posed as, like, a police officer in emergency services and, like, hey, your wife's being airlifted to the hospital, you might want to get here quick. Hank leaves the junkyard and rushes to the hospital, but soon after he arrives, he receives a call from Marie and realizes that it was all a hoax to kind of get him away from the damn thing. So, Hank has taken yet another L. I gotta give him credit. I mean, he tries. He does his job really well, but he takes another L because they destroy the RV before he can even come in contact with them again. Seething with anger at having been fooled, Hank realizes that Jesse was somehow behind it. Was he, though? I don't think Jesse was behind that call. I think that was Walt. With Hank gone, Old Joe scraps the RV as Walt and Jesse watch solemnly. They're like, yes, we're fucking saved. Thank goodness. Let's get to the final scene of Gus meeting with them. This was a crazy plot twist because Gus reveals some stuff to the cousins. Oh my god. Dude, this was nuts. This was a crazy way to end the show. So Gus meets with the cousins at sunset in a remote location, obviously, because they're convicted guys. They don't want to be eavesdropped on talking about this shit. He tells them again that he will not allow them to kill Walt until his business with him isn't concluded, but gives them his blessing to instead go after the man who actually pulled the trigger on Tuco, Hank. Now this is big time. This is bigger than a lot of people think, because not only has Hank got a target on his head, if they find Hank and have a standoff with him, that's going to distract Hank from going after Jesse and Walt. And can you imagine if the cousins kill Hank? Like, they're in the clear. I mean, obviously, the only people that will know about the drug thing is still the attorney, Skyler. Attorney and Skyler. Those two still know about it, but there's no lead. Hank doesn't know about the meth thing anymore. He's dead. Reception. It's an A episode. It's about a 9 out of 10. It's pretty amazing. I like the intensity in the climax, despite no character being in direct danger. I think a few more wrong moves could have led to them being in danger. Uh, the conclusion of Sunset is very old school Breaking Bad, I would say. The way Jesse and Walt managed to make a bad problem worse, only for Walt to think of an ingenious solution to get out of the situation. It's just the classic. It's just the classic way to end the episode. I wouldn't say this isn't like in the better half of Breaking Bad episodes, but it's damn close. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was crazy. Um, it got better than the last episode. These episodes are slowly inclining. You know what I mean? It's looking good for this series. Yeah. We will have to see how the series unfolds tonight when I watch the 7th episode of this season. Man, I'm kind of zooming through this show. I'll probably watch Better Call Saul afterwards, but I have 2 more TV shows to talk about. Then probably after that, I'm going to write on my chalkboard for the stream tonight, or dry erase board, you know what I mean.